Thank you for visiting the Coin Series channel again. According to Ripple's former director, XRP has official recognition as a stable coin from the World Bank. The World Bank has recognized XRP as a stable coin, according to an ex-Ripple employee. But you know what? I agree with you. Yes, this really did happen. Indeed, it is a fact. Inevitably, there is more depth to the plot than what is immediately apparent. But at least 12 crypto media outlets have highlighted this issue, thus I feel obligated to bring it to your attention. Moreover, not a single one of them has understood the context or the ex-Ripple employee's motivation for bringing it up. I am cognizant of this, having covered news pertaining to XRP for over 5 years and possessing an excellent memory. I also know exactly where we are coming from and why we are having this conversation. So, I'll do my best to explain it. You might have seen this headline in a few of the crypto news sites you usually read. Once again, it lacks consistency. Also, the plot of this narrative is fascinating. When the next election rolls around, Deaton may run against Senator Elizabeth Warren, according to Crypto Basic. Sure, I get it. Holy cow, I would be over the moon if John Deaton decided to run for US Senate. I am not joking. I really would like to see this. I should start by mentioning that my family has never been financially well off. My financial advice is not gospel. It goes without saying that you shouldn't buy or trade anything because on my recommendations, no? Making videos on YouTube about cryptocurrency is something I do for fun and as a hobby. I'm merely a fan. Now that we know this is the first story, but for anyone who may be perplexed by my intended point, which is not what you may anticipate, here is an excerpt from a recent Twitter dispute that ignited ripples of anger among Kahneman's supporters. There was a flurry of activity in the stablecoin ecosystem regarding the role of additional fees. After Sean McBride, Ripple's former director, stepped in to shed light on the situation, the World Bank designated XRP as a stable coin. When it comes to stable coins, will XRP soon take the lead? Does Ripple's have another move in their playbook? Here we'll examine the positive aspects of XRP and its potential uses, as well as the news that the World Bank has classified it as a stable coin, which could signal that Ripple is no longer pegged to the US dollar, and more. I will cut to the chase and get right to the point. You don't have to read the whole thing. Still, the piece they were alluding to yesterday in Wrath of Kahneman is this one. When will Ripple's own stablecoin be available for purchase? Can we see proof of that in the acquisitions of custody? Use it in liquidity pools for automated market makers, and place it on exchanges with much greater attestation and compliance standards than USDT/USDC. Could it be an overly ambitious expenditure? However, with such fantastic ammunition, who will replenish liquidity pools? In response to your question, I would be happy to do so. In all likelihood, Ripple would implement such a strategy if they thought it would benefit its bottom line. That is definitely a different species. Also, it's worth mentioning that Ripple has been pushing for governments to use the XRP ledger technology for digital money issued by banks. Because of this, it would function as its own database. The flip side is that sometimes multiple members of the country show up. I don't know where things stand with that one, as I haven't looked into it in a while, but I can report that they are making progress. Without fail, including a trial run to verify the XRP ledger's ability to accommodate a government-issued stable coin. Therefore, it's not like that domain is completely idle. Does Rippling genuinely require it? If so, that's all that matters. In what ways could it be put to use? Regardless, it's a fair question. But Sean McBride, who was Ripple's director before, is here. Since Ripple wrote back huge Wrath of Kahneman, he has a ton of money. It would be great to hear your thoughts on this, though. It would be a mistake to give up on XRP now that it has gone so far and been acknowledged as a stable coin by numerous institutions, including the World Bank. We value and thank you for all of your research and analysis. It means a lot to me. After reading the written responses from Rage and Kahneman, I wanted to clarify that I wasn't planning to completely abandon XRP. Rather, I was thinking of leveraging the AMM automated market maker to become its liquidity provider. Lots of articles say that the unpredictability of XRP is a problem for payments. I don't understand. But I wonder if a stable coin that is adequately regulated could bring that much liquidity to the ledger. Of course, I can offer some commentary on the matter. The volatility doesn't matter if you're just utilizing XRP to bridge a transaction because the transfers happen so fast. The XRP price has no bearing on functionalists. That reduces the amount of volatility. What follows is a fiat currency conversion using the present correspondent banking system, the judiciary, and legacy finance. To restate, all it is an intricate network of financial dealings between two parties. The volatility of fiat currency is much larger when considering the time it takes. It is, indeed. Ripple released a report on this subject quite some time ago. From time to time, I have also brought it up there. Actually, I don't think that's a big deal, so it's not making me nervous. This is correct, but Sean McBride stressed again that XRP was considered a stable coin by the World Bank. To the best of my knowledge, no newspapers have tackled the question, wait a second, where is the proof? Because they did, in fact, make this claim, and that is the part that will perplex a lot of people. However, there is no proof of that to my knowledge. For what reason? The digital currencies mentioned in this article are those that central banks will create for use in international money transfers starting in November 2021. I covered this when it came out, and I can still remember it clearly from all those years ago. On top of that, I already established how absurd this is. That is not right. Actually, they were the ones who wrote this. The World Bank drafted this report. To add insult to injury, they are completely ignorant. The topics covered in their literature are significant and technical. How in the world, what they're talking about is completely out of their depth. The conclusion is that, in a nutshell. As a result, I will show you where this originated. However, it is the extent of my observations thus far. I disagree, that is not your intention. The World Bank still claims XRP is a stable coin, even if they're wrong. An issue with coin stability exists. Take Tether as an example, its price stays the same and it is supposedly backed regardless. But XRP is unbacked and allowed to move around in the market. There can be no stability for a coin whose open market price is constantly changing. This makes no sense unless XRP is built upon something, else, it is useless. This is obviously not rational. But what follows is what they wrote. Right now, this is the part that matters. A stable coin is a digital currency whose value does not undergo significant fluctuations over time, according to the writers. Fast processing speeds and payment security are features of stable coins, as they are with many cryptocurrencies. Such digital currencies, like Ripple's native cryptocurrency, XRP, and Stellar's native cryptocurrency, Stellar Lumens XLM, facilitate faster and more efficient cross-border payments than correspondent banking and offer stability in relation to their parity with fiat currencies. However, one aims to improve international bank settlements, while the other attempts to reduce the cost of international bank payments to end users and the unbanked. Given that I was previously aware of this, I suppose the thing that most piques my attention is. Even more so, those of you who were alive in 2021 may recognize this. But when I was feeling that way, I shredded this. Spending a lot of time on it is something I really dislike doing. It is obviously incorrect. What really gets under my skin is the fact that the World Bank produced this clip, despite its abundance of incorrect information, and that a prior Ripple director did nothing to protest its creation. It is plainly not true. Even though they agreed with him regarding that planet, he ought not even to bring it up, because it's totally absurd. That is where my interest resides. The intriguing part is that. And so, if you've seen this being spoken about, and I'm sure you have, that's where it came from. Even though I knew exactly what we were attempting to get, no news outlet had mentioned it, so I had to hunt for it. It remains, nevertheless. That was really naive of me. Auto Bandit match of the idiots. For what it's worth, Senator Elizabeth Warren is, without a doubt, the worst senator in U.S. history, and Deaton is considering running against her in the next narrative. The pro-XRP attorney John Deaton is thinking about running for U.S. Senate as a Republican this year, taking on the anti-cryptocurrency Elizabeth Warren. Two Republican leaders, including Jim Conroy, spoke with the Boston Globe yesterday regarding Deaton's proposal. Conroy, who has been in communication with Deaton, reports that the pro-XRP lawyer will make a decision regarding running against Senator Warren in the upcoming state election of persons within the next few days. Yesterday, it was verified. It is irrelevant to me whether you are politically liberal or conservative, Elizabeth Warren. So that we may achieve this. Politics has no place on this channel. I will only ever bring up politics when discussing Bitcoin and money issues. Nevertheless, it suggests that politicians are warily observing my life. I will not, in all candor, become entangled in their political maneuverings. We will refrain from debating politics unless we are talking about cryptocurrency and the rules that govern it, otherwise, they are invading my personal space. I wish to ensure that our channel remains free of political hyperbole. As a result, I could care less if I were on the left or right. We share some commonalities here. At the absolute least, cryptocurrency and XRP. What a fantastic thing. Therefore, let's not go into too much detail. But crypto-wise, she's really disgusting. It would be easy for her to eradicate crypto if she had telepathic control over it. Plus, you'd pass on an opportunity to gain wealth that could transform your life. These people need to be elected to office. Voting on a particular issue isn't my thing, as I mentioned before. Nevertheless, this will greatly affect our actual net worth, therefore it will be a key factor for me to consider. Pick a side if you so desire, because I'm sorry to break it to you, because the current administration is even more polarized than the last one when it comes to Bitcoin. Be careful to consider the impact of your vote on cryptocurrency. If that's the direction you want to go in. I thought that was a circle. No, all I'm attempting to say is that voting for cryptocurrency goes against your financial interests. The policies of this administration have been on display for the previous 4 years. This is most clearly demonstrated by Kim Jong-un's. Oh my. Yes, I am cognizant of the fact that Trump was served by Jay Clayton. My apologies. There was an aggravating factor. What the blazes? It's ridiculous. It has been brought up that John Deaton could engaging in a struggle with Elizabeth Warren without being a legal resident of the state. However, how does this come to fruition precisely? This is going to captivate you so much that I'll continue for a bit longer. The race for the position of senator from Massachusetts has been rather dull ever since Warren announced her intention to seek for re-election last year. According to a story from last month by Politico, no prominent Republican has been willing to challenge Warren, who has been serving as the senator for Massachusetts for almost a decade. This might soon change if Deaton were to enter the race. He would be a formidable opponent to Senator Warren's bid for re-election. Get the Boston report ready first. Attorney Deaton recently changed his address on Meta, which has led popular Fox Business writer Eleanor Turrat to speculate that a fight is looming. Doesn't that pique your interest? According to the screenshot provided by Terra, Deaton has recently relocated to the town of Swansea in Bristol County, which is located in southeastern Massachusetts. Even more recently, in his Crypto Law live cast, Tarrant reiterated Deaton's comment, saying that he will go to the front lines where the fight is most needed. Well, that's it. Very interesting. The eastern United States. I would like to bring to your attention the fact that he just visited John Deaton, and it appears that he is regretting not residing in the appropriate state to confront her. But that has changed now. John Deaton asserts, quote, "I'm a Marine," in his latest crypto video. Eleanor Terra mentions in her post that her spidey senses warned her of an imminent battle. I shall go to the front lines whenever they are most needed. The Rhode Island lawyer has relocated to the Bay State. John Deaton has already spoken about it. This response was excellent in my opinion. You may view it here. Lou, I'm confused by what you're trying to say, and then he added an emoji. He needs to understand Elizabeth Warren's argument well for his campaign against her. He went on to say that he had spent the last 23 years as an attorney in Massachusetts, fighting for the rights of Massachusetts residents as victims in instances involving big businesses and insurance firms. Swansea, Massachusetts, was also named as his residence. I have lived in Roxbury, East Boston, and Malden, and I got my legal degree from Boston's New England School of Legal. I signed my enlistment papers in Boston after being chosen by the Marines to represent Massachusetts as one of 4 finalists, the other 3 being law school students from Suffolk, BCBU, and Harvard. I can't afford to go to Harvard. But I beat out a Harvard applicant. I am representing Massachusetts Coinbase customers in SEC versus Coinbase. I have been representing victims of the OMA for over 20 years. I am also serving as amicus counsel for 627 Massachusetts XRP holders in the SEC versus Ripple case, and my second daughter is a senior at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. I secured funding for my business from a bank located in Massachusetts. I have deep and wide-ranging connections to Massachusetts. I don't doubt his intentions if he wants to accomplish this. I don't think there will be any problems with his new move to Massachusetts, because he clearly has strong feelings for the state. Furthermore, for the past 23 years, has worked as a lawyer in the state of Massachusetts. I don't think it affects the motion, but it would be absolutely absurd if he challenged Elizabeth Warren. It makes no difference whether a politician is liberal or conservative. What matters is that they are terrible for Bitcoin. If God could depose Elizabeth Warren from her position, it would be fantastic. I will publicly oppose any politician who attempts to undermine cryptocurrency and our potential for extraordinary prosperity. For my purposes, it is irrelevant whether it is on the left or the right. If they pass a horrible crypto policy, I will join the chorus of voices condemning them because they are wrong and their constituents will pay the price. That is really amazing, isn't it? The next step is up to us. Please don't place your faith in anything I say because I am not a financial advisor. Subscribing and like is always appreciated. Coming up shortly, farewell.